Hi, and welcome to Across the Desk. Well, Christian nationalism is really taking a hold in the United States of America and gaining some speed. People who want to get rid of our Constitution, the republic for which it stands, and replace it with a theocracy, a Christian nation that's beholden to Christian dogma and Christian principles, making laws based on Jesus Christ and making sure He is the top tier of our constitutional system. And they're willing to use violence in order to see it done. Hi everybody. Our Constitution is in peril. So are our institutions. Right-wing, conservative extremists are trying to tear them down. They're trying to make you not trust them. They're trying to make them not work. And there's a reason why. Because once they tear them down, once they make them small enough that they can kill them off, well then they think they can fill in the power vacuum and instill a new government the way they want. Now what's that new government? Well, it's a Christian fascist one. It's a Christian nationalist one. One where we're a theocracy instead of a republic. Where if we are a republic, we're a theocratic republic, like Iran. This is what they want. People like Donald Trump, who I'm not sure how Christian he is, but it's a great selling point for him. So he's out there saying, hey, we're going to be a Christian country. I'm not going to let anybody in who's not a Christian. As a matter of fact, if you're here and you're not a Christian, we may look into you too and ship you out of the country, because this is a Christian nation. He even said it. Ryan Walters, another big, huge Christian nationalist guy. He wants Christian nationalism, absolutely. I want everybody to be ruled by Christian and biblical law. Well, our laws need to be based on them. They need to be Christian, and you need to follow that dogma. And I'm going to make sure you do. This is exactly where Ryan Walters is. He's willing to do anything to ensure that free American citizens believe in the brand of Christianity that he is a party to. I said the brand of Christianity he's a party to because he doesn't agree with all of it either. If you're in a brand of Christianity that he doesn't agree with, guess what? You can't do that anymore. See, because it's all about that First Amendment, which conservatives hate. See, here you go. They want a constitutional convention, and when you bring up constitutional convention, a conservative will say, well, that's in the Constitution. Well, yeah. I didn't say you hated all of it. There's about 80% that they want to get rid of. Most of it. If it's not Amendment 2, Amendment 10, and the provision to rewrite the whole Constitution, well, they don't really like it very much. How we elect our officials? They don't like that at all, obviously. You can see January 6th and get an idea about that. How we have our amendments, how we do any of the process, how our institutions work, they don't like that either. And they really hate the First Amendment because, see, that's where all this rides. See, when it comes to freedom of religion, or freedom from it even, it all resides in the First Amendment and what the founders wrote about it. And they hate the whole thing. Freedom of speech, freedom of the press. Well, look at all the book banning going on. And we're not talking just about gay and lesbian books. We're talking about books on the Latino experience, the Native American experience, and even the Jewish experience. They want to ban them. And not only in elementary school, but also in high schools. And public libraries, even where adults go. They want them banned at those places. So this is, against the First Amendment. Freedom of expression. There you go. The drag shows. The gender-bending roles in Shakespeare plays. Totally against it. Can't have that. Freedom of expression. Got to get rid of it. Only if our Lord Jesus Christ approves. And that means, he's a dead guy, so it's got to be through somebody else who says that they speak with him. So that guy's who's the guy who gets to choose. It goes on. Not only that, Florida, a couple months ago, Florida representative put in a bill to outlaw the Democratic Party. Freedom of association. There you go, First Amendment. Freedom of association. Can't do that. Can't associate with atheists. You can't do it. Ryan Walters doesn't want you to. He's got to get rid of this woke atheism that's in our schools. If you're an atheist and in school, well, you can't be there. We don't like you. You got to go. That's wokeness. And you're worshiping or not worshiping something that he doesn't approve of. So you can't do that. This is where Ryan Walters is on things. He's really trying hard to do it, but he's finding that Constitution gets in the way. So they've got an idea. They want to get rid of it. So that's what they're doing. And not only that, they'll do it, they're getting there in other ways too. Since it's not going fast enough and we can't bend people to our will, well then what we do is we do like what Donald Trump's doing. We threaten violence against people. Or we do it stochastically and have our followers do it for us. Like Ryan Walters does, Donald Trump does, and the woman that runs the Libs of TikTok channel, Rachel, she does it too, absolutely. Every time she puts out a video, well, the next thing you know, someone's throwing a bomb threat at him. And she even encourages people to, contact these people. Get in their face. Give them hell. Even so does one of the advisors of Trump back in the day does the same thing. Steve Bannon even says, get in their face. Get in it. Of course, people like Ryan Walters and Donald Trump, they're not going to get in anybody's face. You think this beanpole's going to get up in anybody's face? No. He's going to have his followers do it. See? That's called stochastic terrorism. He's going to put it out there. He's not going to actually tell them to do it. Well, sometimes they may. Donald Trump actually says, hey, man, go fight like hell. Go get it done. He absolutely does. And this is the people that Ryan Walters is for. He's absolutely for Donald Trump. Good out a big old video. We need Donald Trump because he's going to get rid of that Constitution for us and instill the Christian nationalism that we want so freaking bad. And they're willing to do it with violence. Yes. Look, right here's a report. Christians are more willing to use violence to get their political way than non-Christians. Absolutely. This is where they're at. These are absolutely conservative values today, where we're going to use violence to gain our political will over our fellow Americans who are absolutely free citizens, but they don't see it that way. See? And you can tell, because one thing is, Ryan Walters went and did a speech at a place for a group called City Elders. This group's kind of scary. City Elders is a very pro-Christian nationalist group looking to change local governments to serve Jesus Christ and only Jesus. See? They want to say that Jesus Christ is exalted. In other words, He is the top tier. He is the top leader of your city, of your county, of your state. It doesn't matter if you worship Him or not. It doesn't matter if you believe in that religion or not, practice that religion or not, do anything else. He is absolutely going to be the top. And they call Him a Lord, which is another weird thing. We don't do labels in the United States of America, especially noble titles. Or even kings. We're not doing that either. There's no royalty either. There's no nobles, there's no royalty here. But this group, City Elders, wants to instill a caste constitutional system. They absolutely do. They want to take our Constitution, get rid of the republic, make it a theocracy, and then tier it to who the real Americans are and those that aren't quite real. Well, of course, the real Americans are going to be the Christians. They're at the top tier, right? Everybody else is below that. Less rights and freedoms. And this is exactly where they're what? This is the twisted version of things that they're for. This is how they want to govern. This is what they want. Because, see, these people are in a death cult. They absolutely believe we are at the end of times. And this is what they're doing to prepare us all for death. Exactly what they're doing. You can see it. They even talk about it on videos and publish them on YouTube. Like, this is the good stuff. Like no one's watching or even thinking, man, this might be a little crazy. Because here you are. Here you are coming out and saying, the end of times are coming and we got to do this. This gets so bad that Ryan Walters actually comes out and says, we're going to get rid of this atheism in our schools. It's wokeness. And he actually likes to do a funny kind of play with words here is what he does. He takes secularism and says, well, that's atheism. It's the same thing, when it's not. Secularism is taking, you're a step back from all of it, even if you are an atheist, and look at all of it objectionably. It's not what an atheist would do. It's also what a Buddhist would do, or a Christian would do, or a Muslim would do, to be non-secular so they can look at the world view from a different lens, not from it within inside one type of view. So secularism is not atheism. And Ryan Walters has a slick campaign where he puts the two together and his people eat it up. They believe anything he says. Not that they'll believe anything he says, but they're loyal to him and willing to push his line of anything he says. See, like secularism is atheism, and that's being woke, and we got to get rid of it. So if your kid's an atheist and in school, he wants them out. He wants them expelled. He wants them to get out of there. You can't have that in schools. Can't be an atheist in the school anymore. I think this is where we're at in the United States of America, and it's sad. Sad that freedom-hating people like Ryan Walters are in positions of power to where he can absolutely use the force of big government to come after someone's personal religious views. Like if you were an atheist, or if you're a Muslim, like Donald Trump wants to do. If you're not a Christian, if you're a Muslim, if you're a ski, if you're Hindu, well, you're not getting in the country. As a matter of fact, we may kick you out. And they're willing to do violence in order to do that. And that's the other thing that makes this so scary and dark, is that not only are they not willing to have a debate on this with their fellow Americans, they're willing to use violence to make sure that they get their political will in this. That they make sure that you are going to be a Christian, that you're going to live by the Christian dogma, that your kids, whether you're a Christian or not, are going to live by that dogma, that they are going to convert to the brand of Christianity that people like Ryan Walters and Don Trump think you should be. This is Across the Desk. We'll see you next week.